Good morning, YouTube. It's rematch time on the game show because Euro-Asian Bob ran away with our last Guess the Price when it comes to cars, even though I was very cocky and confident. And Elliot Alvis, well, he took dead last.
Barely.
It was a pretty sad performance, but we're going to try to redeem ourselves and try again. And April is our host. What is our theme for cars today?
Yes, thank you. Someone appreciates me with the clap there. Okay, you get extra points, extra credit for kissing up to the host and to kissing up to Jake, of course. Thank you, Bob. Today's theme is survivors with low miles. Now, I say oh, that's very
With a dollar sign, by the way.
with a dollar.
Oh,
I love you. How much? How much do I
Okay.
love you? Can I
So-
buy your freedom?
I love you a long time.
low mileage survivors.
Low miles, and I say survivors loosely because there's a lot of newer
Unrestored.
cars.
I see. So cars that just have not been driven.
Right.
All right.
This is
Okay.
me. That's my
This is
thing.
your thing again.
All right.
Oh.
Survivors is
Okay, so you're calling it. You're like Babe Ruth calling it right now.
All right.
Okay.
So
That's what I like.
10 cars again,
10 cars total.
and we're not doing Price is Right rules. It's close. It can be over or
Right.
under, but whoever's the closest.
Right.
And is the last one a super duper bonus?
The last one is a little bit of a wild card, which you will find out when we get there.
Okay.
But first,
Okay.
these are the low miles.
All right.
All right.
You ready? Ready?
No miles, no miles. Here we go.
Low miles.
Car number 1.
Now, this car is one of my least favorite cars. It's from Cars and Bids, which is actually one of the best sites to do this on because it lets you search by mileage, which
Oh, because like the other ones you can't put in like
No.
under 5,000 miles or
no,
whatever.
this
Okay.
has the best search parameters ever.
Hey, a good plug for you, Daddy, if you're watching. All right.
Are you
Favorite.
ready?
Yeah, I'm curious. What is
Ready.
April?
It's going to be a
Rose?
Prowler or a PT Cruiser. What do we got?
It is a 2000 Plymouth Prowler. Feast your eyes on that baby.
Whoa.
Low mileage.
5,600
Wow.
miles.
They took the bumperettes off,
Which is a good look.
Right.
I like them on. There's no trailer, it
I was
looks
gonna say,
like.
where's the trailer?
So that's a thing. It's not one of the good colors like the purple or the yellow, or, but it's 5,000 miles.
Right.
People are nuts for these things.
Yeah.
And you had one.
I did.
It's not a 2000, but
I did. I mean, mine had a bunch of miles on it. I bought it for like 14 grand.
that
5,000
gives
miles, huh?
that gives a reference point though.
Okay, and that's Cars and Bids.
I don't feel great about my number, but I have one.
Okay, Elliot, go for it.
Oh no.
We actually did the same.
$37,000.
37,
Yes.
too. Yep.
Whoa.
I know. I looked over right as I turned over.
I know.
Man,
All right, Bob, what are you at?
I'm way less.
Mm.
Way
Okay.
less.
28?
Okay.
You guys think that Prowlers are worth that?
Okay, so
I don't.
I just
We
want to
should
know
really
what's wrong
think
with
that.
you.
It's the mileage, the rarity, the people
So-
go crazy.
I guess-
they're all Prowlers.
They're all
they're-
the same. I know that.
Nobody drove them. They all have 5,000 miles,
All right.
and they're all $30,000.
paper, rock, scissors for who's under 37, who's over 37.
Oh,
Ready?
Okay, fine.
All right.
Just one.
Wait,
I
paper,
was
rock,
gonna-
paper, rock, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
All right.
All right. He won.
No, but he didn't.
I was
He went,
making a
I
gesture.
went early.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay.
Okay,
So you're
that's
under
the-
37. I'm over
Okay,
37.
okay.
Under 37.
Is it gonna matter?
It's not going to matter.
Right.
Bob takes it.
Thank you. I knew that.
27,750. 27,750.
You're within 250 bucks? Wow.
Look at us
Bob's
over here.
hitting
Thinking
it
we
I
know,
know this
hard.
car.
thinking we know probably.
They would bring
Yes.
more at Barrett Jackson, probably, because that's where the boomers hang
That's
out.
true. This
That's
fair
They're
Jackson.
$30,000 cars.
Scottsdale, that
and
would have
up
sold
2
for-
grand down
Okay.
2 grand.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
Off to a
Nailed that.
Here we
Bob
go.
start.
I've seen this movie before. Bob gets it and then runs away with it.
How are you so good? If anyone hasn't watched the last episode of you guys competing, tell us a
Because
little about you.
I mean, that's my business, right? That's what I do is buy and sell cars, and I specialize in stuff from the mid 70s to the mid 2000s. It's kind of my wheelhouse.
You've
Right.
never sold a Prowler, but you're into the weird oddball stuff, and you just
Right.
follow all
The
of
thing
it.
about the Prowler, like and specifically about the Prowler, is I get people trying to sell them to me all the time.
Oh.
See, so I'm comping them all the time.
And they all want 40 grand.
And they
And
all,
it's
and I'm
20.
like, so I gotta give them the bad news. I'm like, look, they're 30 grand plus or minus 5 grand. I mean, that's
you
what
go.
they are.
Well, okay. Off
Are
to
you
a
guys
bad
ready
start.
for the next one?
Mhm.
Okay, nothing is more special to a boomer than a one-of-one Corvette. Their next favorite Corvette.
What is you say boomer. I'm old, but I'm not that old. Okay, X, Generation X, please.
Okay, you could be Generation X.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, their next favorite is a pace car edition, but this
Oh,
is
no.
their third favorite with an anniversary edition. Behold the 1978 Corvette 25th anniversary edition.
Sold at
Those
Barrett
are starting to
Jackson.
go up. Though.
I know, but
I
this
hate
thing had
it.
no horsepower.
I hate this car.
And they're just, I'm a Corvette
Yeah.
guy, and these are,
This one has the optional L82, not a manual, 3-speed hydromatic transmission.
So many people put these away.
Yeah.
They're like, this is an anniversary car. I'm going to put it away. It'll be worth $1 million someday. So like every auction, there's a...
if everyone saved them,
Right.
they're all saved. They're not special anymore.
A true
Anniversary.
survivor.
What was the mileage?
21,800 original miles.
So 21,000 is still some pretty good miles
Right.
there. It's not like 100.
It's one of just over 15,000 made.
One of just over 50.
Whoa.
Yes.
Rare.
Whoa, is right. Did
Elliot?
it sell for?
I don't know how I feel about this one because I could be way low. It's
Yeah.
way more than I would pay for it. Let me say that. It's $14,500.
That's way low.
It's way low.
And you
Think so?
consider yourself kind of
For
a Corvette
I'm a Corvette
expert.
guy. I just
See, I was
You're
at
a Corvette guy.
19,
Well, I mean, I'm probably way off then.
27 and a half.
People have started paying
People
more
go
money for
crazy.
these, and then you start figuring that we got $2,000 of fees on top of it.
Right.
True.
Right.
I mean, I'm right, but
$24,200.
Oh, we were so close.
Very Bob wins again.
10 grand off.
like you said, I
And my
wouldn't
first
pay
thing
it.
I did was write a 2. I was going to go 2-2, and then I went down to 19. I should have just gone with my first instinct.
There we go.
I just dislike
Now
them
the
so
pace
much.
cars though, I've seen them start to bring like 30,
The
40
pace cars
pounds
do
Yeah.
bring a lot.
Yeah.
But they've got a
Alright.
cooler look to them.
because of the tail. And
Yeah.
stuff.
dang
I
it.
really that sloped off tail of that bed.
No.
I don't like it.
Something modern, please.
Gentlemen, well, I will adorn you with one of the greatest cars known to man. Next, right now. Now,
GNX?
it's not the best year, but it's
Okay.
the second to best year
Grand
of
National.
it.
So it's going to be an 86
this
Grand
You
is
just
an
National.
simmer
86
down.
Grand National.
Yep, 86
How do you
Grand
guys know?
Yeah.
1986
you.
Buick Grand National.
And where was this one listed?
This one is Cars and Bids.
Cars and bids.
5,900 miles. Now,
Whoa.
Doug's take on it, because he talks about them. The Grand National,
Yeah.
he says, is an incredibly cool car boasting a muscular look that shows this car meant business.
How many miles again?
5,900 miles. This one's very well preserved.
But
It
it's an
has a
86.
good-sized portfolio of service records, accident-free Carfax reports. One of the most beautiful cars ever made on the planet.
Overpriced, I said in the video.
And see, you guys probably know these
No.
exact cars. You guys,
I
Tyler
don't
does.
remember, but
you probably know exactly
feel
what that
good.
car sold for.
okay. Elliot, you're always the first to flip.
I know, I hate it. I'm actually going to adjust this. Before I do.
Any day now.
You should have
Okay,
left it. You should have left it.
45,000.
So we did it again, Elliot.
What?
I adjusted. 45.
You adjusted? You adjusted
Yeah.
too?
Yeah. No, I was there. Bob's at 38.
Interesting.
Do we need to do a
gentlemen.
It's
flip?
the 5,000.
You
I'm
guys
gonna be
need to do a
over this
thing.
time.
You need to go
You guys-
I'm
under.
over.
You just want to be over?
You're
All right,
under.
I'll stay under. We
All
don't need to do
right.
it.
You're so lucky that you got this, Tyler Hoover.
Oh.
$54,500.
Nice.
Tyler
That is
Hoover gets the
wild.
point.
The thing is, the devil's in the details on these cars.
Yes.
Right? Like it's because if it was edgy at all,
Right.
it drops a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's without getting the
Unless
specifics.
there's two people that want it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's all it takes.
But there's a lot of them
sometimes.
out there, so it's pretty easy to comp. But you got to know the.
Do you think they're
details.
overpriced?
Careful with your answer.
Careful. You will get points deducted if I deem
Yeah.
necessary.
Well, I mean, if you. Not really. Not comparative to everything else in
Yes.
its deal, and it's one of the most iconic cars of the
Thank
80s.
you.
Come on.
Thank
I'm
you.
with you. I'm with
You
you.
Thank
didn't say that
you.
to me the other day, not in front of April. You're just sucking up to April here. All right, so I am on the board.
I'm still not.
Bob, okay.
Elliot,
I
you're
gotta
not
get
on the
there.
board. But
know.
what qualifies you to be here if anyone's not seen the show before? This is their first time meeting you.
I do automotive YouTube as well. I
Right.
do auction coverage, much like you guys, but for worldwide
Worldwide.
auctioneers.
That's right.
Much smaller auction.
It is, unbittedly. But
It's a good auction.
stuff.
but, you know, it's a-
And then I grew up around cars and these guys.
Right.
It's been,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got car credentials. I just don't necessarily have a dealership.
Got it. Okay, that works.
All
You
right.
don't have to have a dealership to know
Yeah.
cars.
Right.
Most guys that know, like, there's
lot of
lots of
cars,
guys
yeah.
that know way more about cars than me. Don't even buy and sell or do anything.
Well,
they just
Elliot,
know.
you're kind of like me in that you grew up going to the Barrett Jackson
Right.
auctions as a kid and just watching and
Yeah,
wonder
you're just-
and all
you-
that
you're
stuff.
just in
And
it.
glued to it on the TV, which Bob, you did, and you've gone to all the auctions too as the years have gone by.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're together. You bought 5 at the last Barrett Jackson.
I know, right? It's a big in Scottsdale.
Yeah, I
That
know.
was crazy.
So-
I didn't expect that.
Right, so what's next, April?
Next is, it has 6 miles on it.
Oh.
Okay. A 2000 Plymouth Neon.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I do remember
You
seeing
guys
this.
know this car. Now,
Well, I remember seeing it. I don't remember what it was.
and what auction house?
This is Cars and Bids.
Cars
Daddy
and
Doug
Bids.
sold this.
In the wrapper.
You probably
neon.
know exactly the block price. And what? How many miles?
6 miles.
Have you ever sold a neon, Bob? None
Maybe.
ever
In your
crossed your
life?
path?
Maybe.
Becky says yes.
I've sold a few neons.
Do I have to admit it?
You
They were
have.
okay for what they were.
Well, SRT is
And it's an
kinda-
automatic,
It's
correct?
finished in bright white, has some nice factory equipment, air conditioning, 6-speaker audio system.
6 miles?
It's
Yeah,
still
it was
an-
like-
it's still an odd.
Did Grandma
car.
get ran
It
over
was,
by reindeer?
it was
or
like
what?
donated to a school, I think. Is that what Daddy
This
Doug said?
neon is also owned by the Peterson Automotive Museum,
Okay.
which adds some provenance. And it's
Does.
offered with the thrill of no reserve.
Yeah.
Provenance and neon shouldn't be in the
have
same
to-
It has to be.
It would have to be off.
All right.
Oh, man, this is actually kind of hard.
In a beautiful bright
Because the car's
white.
worth nothing.
Right.
But of the ones that are worth nothing, this one's worth the most.
The most of nothing.
Who for their
I'm
their
still not.
Chrysler, because this is the end of the line for Plymouth.
Right.
And for their museum, like, here's the end of the line for Plymouth right here. This
But
is
it's such a terrible
This
spec.
is how it died. I get it, but 6 miles.
There's some Mopar guy out there.
Yeah.
I've sold some very low mile cars for record prices, but they're more interesting cars.
Right.
I don't know
Okay.
because they can bring a lot of money with no miles, but this one's tricky.
Okay.
Uh,
Elliot?
It's an odd
With a
car,
neon.
and again, I wouldn't pay this, but I'm going with 11,000.
11?
Ooh, okay.
So I'm at 17. I almost feel like I remember this.
Wow.
Wow, I guess I'm not as bad as I thought I
And
was.
it's probably going to be $7,000, and I'm thinking 17.
No,
but yeah.
no,
I was
I
thinking it was 9.
18 grand.
You put
Wow.
18?
You're probably-
Would you pay
guys-
$17,000 for this?
No.
See, I'm thinking too much of me, and but there's somebody crazier out there
Right.
who wants this.
Well,
So.
Elliot, you're finally on the board.
What?
$10,300.
Whoa.
I finally identified a
$10,300.
I'm
worthless
glad
car.
you won that, Elliot. I'm glad because I was afraid that I was
If,
right.
if you were right, that would have been a horrible world
Exactly.
to live in.
I'm
That,
glad.
that neons are trading for that much.
Yeah,
That would be like
I've
my living
never been
nightmare.
so happy to lose.
My knife is duller than I thought, unfortunately. All right.
Thank you for being right on that one.
I'm actually
Yeah.
a little
I
relieved
was afraid that we were all low.
Well,
You'll see stuff like that, they'll sell for 30 grand. It wouldn't
I know.
surprise me.
That's crazy.
It wouldn't surprise me. Although I don't think Cars and Bids is necessarily the low mile marketplace.
No.
That's more of a bring a trailer.
But it
I
is
don't-
such an oddball car, and it's new enough. And the
Yeah,
audience
but-
is
Yeah, but
there
there's-
that-
but that's
if they
the-
want to relive, like I had a neon in high school, and I want one that was nicer than the one I ever had.
but
you
Doug
know.
DeMuro and Cars
They're
Bids,
more-
like Doug is the only person that would take that car and then just be watching the auction and rubbing his nipples as he watches it. So like,
Yes.
like so he's the only person who's going to get excited about
That
it.
is
So
But I like Doug's side because it's the more of the enthusiast, the more driver's car. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
But
Yeah.
he
Bring a
does love
trailer is the
oddball.
more like
yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Like I've seen. There's one car of my youth. It was actually like my second or third car, a Citation X11.
mm-hmm.
And I just watched a 30,000 mile Citation X11 bring like almost like 30,000.
That's insane. That's wild.
Yeah,
I mean-
it was just like what?
Neelix has joined us.
Felix has joined us
Hopefully
to
my
be the
good luck
referee.
charm. So 2-1-1. All right, still anybody's
Well, I gotta
game.
get you guys dividing the
Right.
points, right?
Yeah,
That works in
right.
my favor.
Anybody's game. Are you ready? Another Cars and Bids car. We have a 1997 Porsche Boxster.
Move out of the way.
Here you
97.
go.
Oh, the dual color combo.
It is 1,200 miles.
Wow.
That's released.
First
those
year
release
Boxster.
colors.
5-speed manual.
That's the
As advertised.
that is the press
Press color,
colors.
yes.
Yes. Wow.
That's a tricky one because I
How many
don't-
miles?
1,200
1,200.
miles.
Where did it
Holy
sell?
moly.
Now, Cars and Bids, Doug
Cars
said
and
this
Bids.
particular Boxster is an especially desirable car. It's first year model
Manual.
in the best color combination, Arctic silver with a gorgeous red interior.
Same as Apollo 911.
These first generation Boxsters are on the way up. They are.
It is
They
manual
are.
though.
It is
Okay,
manual.
that does.
They
5-speed
are.
manual.
They're on the way up. Manual.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes,
very
sir.
important. And I don't know. This one I could be way off on.
I also could be way off there.
All right,
But-
Elliot.
I think I'm
24?
24,000.
I'm close, 23.
Oh.
So if it's
Okay.
over, I'm out.
32.
Whoa.
Elliot, you're coming up
Am I-
in the
am I
world.
back?
$25,500.
Damn you.
Damn.
Another point.
Well,
Congratulations.
I'm surprised that went that cheap.
that's what I'm saying. I was like, I felt weird
Seriously?
about that number. I was like, I don't know if
Because
that's enough.
that's the pinnacle of that car.
They're just not there yet. A 944, like with 1,200 miles, if you think about it, 10 years ago, still wouldn't have come up
Yeah.
yet, and now it is.
And now it is.
So
they'll have
we're
their
just
moment.
Yeah, but
That's a good one for somebody to buy for when.
right.
Eventually take
Well,
off.
but I mean, Win is kind of now.
Yeah.
It's moving.
You ready to move
Yeah.
on? Who's in the
I'm
lead
in
right
last
now?
place. It's 2, 2, and 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's me, Bob,
Okay,
and Ty.
Bob.
Oh, we're tied.
Yeah.
Bob and Elliot are tied.
I know.
Write her more messages.
This is terrible. All right, another one from Cars and Bids. Are you ready?
Carson bids.
This, I feel like, since you got the Prowler, this is like in your wheelhouse.
Okay.
2002 Chrysler PT Cruiser Limited Edition.
Whoa, another Chrysler product.
And this
Okay.
is on what auction?
This is Cars and Bids,
Cars and Bids.
2,100 miles.
This is the Carson bids edition.
2,100
2,100 miles.
Is it a turbo?
Now, Doug says
No, I think
it's a
before the
PT Cruiser with a 5-speed manual transmission, which
A
is already
manual.
cool, but this one is equipped with a supercharger kit giving it
Oh,
a real
it's been
sleeper
modified.
vibes.
Modified, but how many miles?
Stunningly low,
2,000.
Doug
2,000.
says.
What a weird car
2,100
to
miles.
modify and then
You can see
also
the PT
not
Cruiser.
drive.
I don't know if it's a good one, but I got
It had exclusive,
This is a Jake submission, I can tell.
exclusive
Yeah.
California
I can see the
ownership,
smirk back there.
and it was offered at no reserve.
some cruiser
Oh
fan.
gosh, we're
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
11.
11,000.
And I lowered mine from 15 to 12. Hopefully that wasn't a terrible
Oh, this
mistake.
is crazy.
What do you got?
Do you,
I'm 11 and
Oh,
a half.
wow.
Well, we're consistent.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be a tight one.
Okay, well, Elliot, once again,
I'm
you're
good at
on
guessing
a
these
roll
numbers.
right now.
Wow.
$8,500.
It went lower.
$8,500.
we were
Ouch.
very generous with our Chrysler numbers.
That's right.
I would be disappointed if my 2,000 mile PT Cruiser with a supercharger and stick sold for that money.
I know. Well, imagine saving all this time not driving it, and then
All right.
that.
Elliot's in the lead. I'm in
Oh,
dead
man.
last.
Oh man.
This is
That's
this is
right.
terrible.
I know. What are we going to do with him? She wants to kick Tyler out of the house. She's embarrassed. Sorry.
I'm getting that people just don't drive Chrysler trucks. Prowler, Neon, PT Cruiser.
It is a lot of Chrysler.
So who would you think is like the strongest truck guy out of all of you?
Turns
Like,
out Bob from last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a truck guy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just specialty type of thing.
It depends.
right?
I'd say Tyler would probably know trucks better than
Older
anybody.
trucks, I don't know, or collectible maybe, but
I
so
mean, I've
far
had some
If
interesting
it's going to
trucks.
be
though.
like a 2007 with 2,000 miles, it's going to be a weird.
this is a very humbling experience getting knocked down to earth here because I thought I was better than you guys at everything, and this was just going to be a cakewalk to show my superiority. But
This is supposed to be, thumbing us down.
I
right?
know
I brought my
exactly.
friends on to tell them how
Yeah,
bad they were.
he's
at
trying to
car
be
prices.
he's trying to be a big fish in a little pond. So what does that say?
So what's the truck?
All right. From Cars and Bids.
Okay.
Once again, a 1999 Ford F-150 SVT
Oh,
Lightning.
Okay.
Very low miles, 3,000 miles, one owner. It's got the 5.4 supercharged V8, just like Fast and Furious.
I bought one of these for $9,500 with a right
How
at
many
100,000 miles.
It is 3,000 miles.
That was like first season of my Motor Trend show before they like doubled in price.
And I wanted that truck.
Yeah.
These are people go nuts for these.
Yeah.
Now, Doug is saying this particular example looks like it just rolled off the assembly line. It wasn't driven much with the low miles.
So this is a premium example of
Right,
this truck.
right.
I think I'm lower.
Yeah. What do you got?
I went with 35.
Oh, you're low.
You
If this
think
has
I'm
been
just-
if this has been in the last year, that's low.
probably has been.
I'm at 44, 42.
All right, we're at 41,250.
Yes. I guess I am the truck guy. I guess. Huh?
Congratulations,
Man,
Bob.
that's on
Coming
my
through
list.
with that.
That's on my list.
That is cool though. I mean,
I almost bought one the other day.
Tyler's no longer wanting to be a host anymore. He's like,
Hey.
So there's supposed to be 3 episodes of this, right? Just for the record, he's called for 3 episodes.
and that's it.
I'm
now.
feeling a cancellation.
Yeah,
So
now that's
we're at 7 cars, and you've got 3 apiece, and I have 1. So I have to win these
can come
next
back.
2. Okay.
We're tied.
I
and
can
then you
do
can
it.
win the.
Oh, boy.
No,
I can do
you
it.
took the lead now, Bob.
Oh, no, I did.
No,
We're
three
tied.
piece.
Okay, yeah.
Elliot
You
and
got
Bob are
that.
tied.
I got the
PT
PT Cruiser.
Well, you
PT
know
loser.
car prices, but you can't count. All right, next.
Gosh. So he's getting
Hey, we count where it counts.
Exactly. Yes. What's next?
So you can't rely on your good looks, Tyler. You got to step it up. Okay,
Getting
get
a
that
little
brain
salty
power
over here.
going. This is embarrassing. I moved to Kansas for this. Okay. Next we have from Barrett Jackson.
Okay.
1964 Pontiac Catalina.
Whoa.
32,900 miles. Now,
That's
this
a
was
beauty.
stored for a long time in Wyoming. It was a barn find. It has all its original sheet metal and interior. It's got the original 389 V8 automatic. The engine and transmission were taken out, resealed, and detailed. It's got new exhaust, power brakes, and steering AM radio.
So they had the
This is a
GTO
survivor.
the same
Power bricks
year,
Yep.
but no it's probably not a
This is like
tri-power
in
car.
between the Le Mans and the GTO.
Catalina, that's an
It's an
oddball.
interesting one. You don't see them. You either
Yeah.
see a Le Mans or a GTO.
Now, the body was recently repainted in the original Sunfire
Okay, it's
red.
repainted.
Oh, repainted.
The
All
top is the original cameo white paint, though.
She did say power steering
Color.
and power brakes. And how many miles? You said it was low.
Low miles, 32,000 miles, which for that year in
Yeah.
'64 is low.
Overtime.
That's pretty
That's a
impressive.
tough one. That's an odd. That's an
It's
odd.
a rust-free
I don't know if I've ever seen
car.
that car.
Yeah, it's
Rust-free
tough.
car. The original build sheet was also included.
'Cause, like Pontiacs usually don't bring as much, even though they're cool cars.
Even tri-power
Like,
GTOs.
I know it's so
And
weird.
this is an oddball of an oddball.
Yeah.
Right.
But
there's probably a
is
Pontiac
that good
guy
or
out
bad?
there. Yeah,
You
there's probably a
know?
Pontiac guy out there because they don't come up very often, let alone.
I don't know that
together.
I've ever seen a Catalina convertible like this. You know, you see a lot of Le Mans, Grand Prix, so on and so forth. But
All right,
I
Elliot.
really don't know where I'm at on this, but I went with $32,000.
Okay.
See, I went low just because it's been repainted and these cars just don't bring that much. So
but I'm looking at quality. You know what I mean? And yeah, all the things you guys talk about, you know, it's oddball, blah, blah, blah. But I'm seeing a pretty high level of quality.
yeah,
So I'm a little higher.
42.
Okay, 42. The correct number is $30,800.
$3,800?
$30,800.
That's you, Elliot.
$800.
That's you.
Crap.
$30,800. Elliot,
better at this
another
one.
point on the board.
So there's no way for me to catch up with it. Well, I guess
No,
if I
bonus
win,
point. Bonus point.
if I win this one and the next one, then I can tie Elliot.
Elliot
but
is
I'm
in
still
the
at-
They were all
lead.
pretty good guesses on that.
Yeah.
Nice job,
Yeah, that was an
Elliot.
interesting
Then it
one.
was so
Good-
far out
good
of left
pick.
field.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
pick on that. 'Cause
Barrett Jackson might be calling Elliot soon to
yeah, I don't think that
Fill
many
in
guys
for
could guess
you.
numbers.
You guys you're still in the hunt. I am not.
Tyler, you might get this one.
Okay.
Okay. 2004 Lincoln Town Car
Oh, this is-
Ultimate.
Oh,
This is so
baby.
incredible.
Here we go. 7,900 miles.
And what site was this on?
This is from Cars and Bids.
All right.
Okay, Lincoln Town Car.
Lincoln.
04?
2004 Lincoln Town Car Ultimate.
How many miles?
Ultimate.
7,900 miles.
Yes, the half vinyl top
gonna
on it
say,
was added.
What did the Ultimate get you, Tyler?
All the gingerbread, as Anthony at Specialty Motorcars would say, put on
I know,
there,
that's
except the white walls.
Yeah, I was thinking about
But-
Anthony when I saw it.
Are these chrome fender?
Yeah, that's
what
something
is
you stick those on.
Okay.
Yes, to blingers out. It needs white walls.
Okay. I don't know. It's just kind of weird in there. I'm not feeling record numbers.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
not. I got a strong number, but I don't. It's not a.
Go
I've
ahead.
got a number. I went
Okay.
with $12,000.
Oh,
Oh,
Elliot,
you're
I know.
way off.
please.
Please?
30 grand
Really?
for 7,000 mile.
Look,
Ultimate? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm right in the middle.
Elliot is
No.
in it. 12,400
Oh my God.
was the
way.
price.
It must have been rusty.
I
12 I
doesn't
thought
say
I was like-
anything about
The
the rust
undercarriage
on
must have
here.
been terrible, or there must have been some major
There's something
defect.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's not.
Are they being salty?
Well, no, they're
Are
not.
they
No.
salty?
Like you pull up,
No.
like I'll pull up and bring a trailer now.
Yeah.
The one just sold. That was
It's a $20,000 car.
$68,000 was the record for one of those. One just sold last week for
Look at
32. That's an anomaly. That's not. No. No, I'm telling you. I think
I'm telling you. Cars and Bids was not the place for this car then.
that must have been a terrible example
Well,
of
that's
a
why I
car.
lowered mine. I was thinking 30, and because of Cars and Bids, I
It
dropped
must
it
have
to
been
20.
outside,
audience
like
wasn't
grandma rubbed up all on it. Had a bad Carfax. $36,500 was
Oh, we're not
recently,
telling you.
and then there's another one for $40,250. 46,007 with 6,000 miles.
So
I'm telling
either,
you,
I'm looking
either,
right at it.
either we're not seeing the details,
right.
and it's crusty underneath, Or that
I'll
car
let you
was
guys
stolen.
peruse the
Or
photos
the car was
to
stolen.
make
Just
you happy.
underneath.
Without a
No.
doubt, you guys know the cars better. I did give up the
Some
odds.
rust on the driveline and exhaust
They put
components.
that on everything.
Rock chips on the front bumper.
Yeah.
How long ago was this? Oh, 2020. That's, guys.
2023.
No, it's 2021. That's 4 years ago. That's not even in the same planet as
Oh,
today.
Sorry.
Well, 21 actually
Yeah.
they were pretty high in 21.
No, these weren't high in 21.
Really?
No, so 2021 is too long. You're supposed to do recent ones. Jake,
Oh, look at him. He's
Jake, you're
Oh.
fired.
So you win by default.
I get, well,
There's
Because
no.
that's a
the-
$20,000 car.
No,
I know you guys knew it. I just was like, hey, I took into factor.
Don't you
cars and
agree that
bids.
that's a minimum 20?
That's minimum. Like
Minimum.
I would buy. There would be a line of people for that for 20 grand
Right,
today.
right.
These have gone up a lot in the last 2 years. 4 years ago, it's a completely different world for those. That's
Do
why
you want
Jake,
us-
you failed. You failed me, sir.
How about the Mercury Grand Marquis LS that I just
Right. Yeah, you sold that for a ton of
True.
money. So okay,
I got lucky on that one.
it's
guys.
the double bonus round or whatever. So like I'm at 1 point. It doesn't matter. But
The only person that
But it
helps
would
is
feel
me.
better if you got more than 1 point.
I obviously.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez.
But Bob, you
You
can
should,
come
you
back.
should throw it so I can beat it.
Attention.
You can come back and tie Elliot
Yeah.
if.
So you should throw it just to get to rub the stain of that one
No.
out.
No.
Okay.
Rub one out. All right.
So just to confirm, this one was sold in April of 2023.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So within the year. Now this is the wild card. This is the last one, car number 10, and it is the highest mileage car on Cars and Bids that was sold.
Oh.
Highest mileage
Mile Dodge.
car.
I'm about to beat it. Yeah, because I'm gonna put the million mile Dodge in Cars and Bids. So
You boys ready?
Land Cruiser.
2001 Lexus LS 430. 628,000 miles.
That doesn't do anything.
It says Washington State on the front tag.
Yeah, that's a hint.
Now, this is
condition.
Doug's take. This is an interesting auction. We sold a lot of incredibly nice low mileage Lexus LS 430 models here in Cars and Bids, but this one, take a look at that odometer, which is really high, which is enough for a round trip to the moon and back and then some. These LS 430 models are seriously reliable, and this car is proof. And it'll be a great curiosity for anyone who wants to brag about the highest mileage car in your friend group. It's a
Okay,
two-owner
so-
history, warm weather, Washington ownership, no significant modifications, and it's offered at no reserve.
Okay, what's known flaws?
Known flaws: scratches and stone chips throughout the exterior, cloudy passenger side headlight, dings in passenger side fender hood, some curb rash on the wheels, which I'm an expert at doing, creases, cracks, and wear on the leather upholstery, tears in driver's seat and center armrest, scratches, nicks, and wear on the interior trim, and touch points, discolored carpeting in the interior and trunk.
Wow, they went
it's
600,000
02.
miles without a ding on the Carfax. That's
It's
pretty.
02, right? 02.
A 2001.
Oh,
2001 Lexus LS 430. One owner
I just don't see where
until
the-
2022.
Because it's not really, it's a lot of miles, but it's not like,
But it's a Lexus, and they do go, maintained. It's the
It's a
I
cool
don't see
story.
anybody. Okay.
Yeah.
again.
What do you got?
Whoa.
$6,000.
I'm at 3,300. What are you at?
6.8.
$4,450.
Woo!
There we go.
Incoming.
You got one.
You got the
most
double
important
points.
one.
Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. You did it. You did it.
All right.
You
Well,
did it.
thank you. Whose idea was this anyway?
This was all your idea.
Yeah,
You
wonderful.
did so good.
I got one.
Well, I'm going to give myself one more chance for a rematch here.
And what was the total? Total points? Elliot with 5, Bob with 3, Tyler with 3 are tied
tied, yeah.
in second place.
I started out strong and kind of fell off there.
Yep.
There were some extenuating
This is like-
circumstances in that.
That Lincoln Town car
I know. It's,
would have fixed it. It would have been 30. Well, it would have been one of us for sure.
Do you want me to pull
that
up?
That is
I think
Jake's.
I nailed it. I think I nailed it.
I would say.
I
I
think I
mean,
nailed it.
okay.
you guys.
It's somewhere in between, probably.
right,
I mean,
20 to
we
30.
would be fighting at
Yeah.
20 to 30, probably. You're right. So,
I still won.
anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm absolutely miserable.